All right, 6 new class ones. All right, let's start with, let's see. I'm only going to look at Sentinel and Master of Harmony because they're the only two that I know anything about. But we'll start with this. All right, Sentinel. This is from Marksmanship and Survival Hunter. Your attacks have a chance to apply Sentinel on the target, stacking up to 10 times. While Sentinel stacks are higher than 3, applying Sentinel has a chance to trigger an implosion, causing a stack to be consumed on the target every second to deal arcane damage. Okay, this could be great or it could suck. It depends on how quickly you can stack up to 10 times. We'll go down the left side, or we'll just do it left to right here. Each time Sentinel deals damage to an enemy, you gain an absorb shield up to max 10% of your maximum health. Cool. Extrapolated shots. When you apply Sentinel to a target not affected by Sentinel, you apply 1 additional stack. So when it says your attack, I'm assuming that means anything. So like Wildfire Bomb or like a trick-shotted aim shot could potentially apply stacks to the target. So you get 2 right off the bat. Interesting. Potentially. Aim shot and rapid fire deal increased damage. Mongo Spite Wildfire Bomb deal increased 10% damage. Yeah, that's boring, but whatever. Every single tree has one of these. When you apply Sentinel on a target, you have a 15% chance to apply a second stack. So, like with this, does it have a chance to apply a third or fourth stack? Potentially interesting. Get our first choice node, Catch Out. When a target affected by Sentinel deals damage to you, they are rooted for 3 seconds. PvP. When Sentinel starts dealing damage, the target is snared by 40% for 3 seconds. Both of these are kind of meh. I don't like either one of them, honestly. Like, a 40% slow is like, whatever. And, like, you have Tar Trap that does that trap better on a controlled instance. Like, both of these talent choice nodes are kind of shit. At least for PvE. The snare one for PvP might be good. Invigorating Pulse. Each time Sentinel deals damage to an enemy, it has a chance to generate up to 5 focus. Chances decrease with each additional Sentinel currently imploding applied to enemies. So it doesn't sound like 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, and then eventually 105% chance. It's 15, and then it might be like 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, things like that. We'll have to figure out, like, what is the chances decrease scaling look like, because this could either be really good or really bad, and both specs do have points where they can sometimes focus starve if you play poorly, so anything that does good focus regen for both specs is good in my opinion. Sentinel Watch. Whenever a Sentinel deals damage, the cooldown of True Shot or Coordinated Assault is reduced by 1 second up to 15 seconds. Okay. I don't think that's all that fun. Like, thing is True Shots and Coordinated Assault are both really messy cooldowns that cause a lot of problems in your spec sometimes. So having it more often is like probably fine, but probably not fine either. For 8 seconds after activating your cooldown, all abilities are guaranteed to apply Sentinel. That can be very good depending on the damage of Sentinel. We'll see. Symphonic Arsenal. Cool name. Multishock causes any target affected by Sentinel to explode, dealing arcane damage up to 6 targets within 8 yards. Does it impact your stat count? If the answer is no, great. If the answer is yes, not great. Survival, Multishock, Carve and Butchery. You're not using Multishot to do the same thing. So, yeah, the question with this is, does it count against the number of stacks that you have already, or does it just do it? Just implodes the Sentinel. Because if it counts towards the stacks, against the stacks that you have, then things like this get affected, things like this get affected. Like, it potentially is not as good as we think. If it doesn't count against the stacks and doesn't impact Invigorating Pulse, then this is just going to be free damage. It's really good. Overwatch. I see what you did there, Blizzard. All Sentinel debuffs implode when a target affected by more than 3 stacks falls below 20% health. So, gives you, like, more execute range damage. Survival and Marksmanship both have really strong kill shots already. So to have even more damage in your kill shot window, like, makes you a decent execute class. Ideally not the best one, because that should be Warriors, but at least a decent one. Targets you damage below 20% health gain a stack of Sentinel every 3 seconds. So either you destroy it all, or you go. So Crescent Steel could be very good for raid situations where, like, the execute phase is the most important part, and there are a lot of fights where that's the case. So gaining more stack of Sentinels, which means more damage to pop, potentially is very good. Whereas Overwatch, I think, is going to be really good in Mythic Plus, where mobs generally, once they're below 20% health, they generally die very quickly. So being able to take advantage of your Sentinel stacks is pretty good. Lunar Storm. For every 15 seconds, your rapid fire or wildfire bomb summons a celestial owl that conjures a 10-yard radius Lunar Storm at the target's location for 8 seconds. Does it follow your target? That's always my question, because then this feels bad on Sanguine weeks. An enemy affected by Sentinel within your Lunar Storm gets struck for arcane damage every 0.4 seconds, and any target struck by this effect takes 10% increased damage from you and your pet for 8 seconds. Honestly, I don't hate this for marksmanship and survival. Like, I like it. Like, MM, I think, has got 2 decent trees, because I think Dark Ranger is actually not bad for marksmanship. Survival, Pack Hunter, I think, is fine for survival. It's bad for BM. Just fine for survival, but I think I kind of like this one a little bit more for Hunter. Curious. Overall, like, as someone that plays a lot of survival and is a fan of MM, like, I don't think this tree is bad. I don't think it does anything dramatic. It's all passive. Like, there's nothing active that you do. So you're just playing your normal rotation, and then sometimes you're going to get all this extra damage. That kind of is boring, but sometimes boring is okay. Like, I think this tree is probably, compared to others, is very mid, but compared to the other ones for Hunter, it might be the best one. We'll see. Curious. Very curious. I'm curious to go read some Hunter takes on this.